Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. At the outset, I must thank Admiral Gulab Thadani for inviting me for this book launch. It is great to be here. I am also Ani, so half a Sindhi, Nathani, and the Sindhi community our family loves, because I remember when we were in Delhi, my father keeps recounting in the 60s, he was looking for a house and he found a Sindhi who was a house owner. He said, just take this house. So my father knew that he thought we are Sindhis, so he told him that we are not Sindhis, we are from Gadwal. But that gentleman said, no, you are from Sindh, you must have migrated to Gadwal. I have also taken advantage of being a Sindhi in the sense that being a Nathani or Ani. When I was a lieutenant in Valsura, I was in one of the parades, and that time my shoes were not good, so I was very scared. And the CNC was Admiral Hiranandani. So he came, he saw the shoes, then he saw my name tally and just passed off. So I've taken advantage of that. It is actually an honor and privilege for me to be here. First of all, it's a very humbling experience to be in this distinguished audience, all venerable people here. And one more thing, why I'm happy is, born in 63, more than 55 years, I feel very young in this crowd. So it's a nice feeling. The honor and privilege for accepting this book on behalf of the Navy. And I think it's appropriate and correct that I, as a Director General Naval Project, am accepting this book, because 3.5 decades back, Admiral Thadani was in that post. He was the DGNP Bombay from 83 to 87, and he retired from that post. And whatever appointments he's done in the Navy, he's done us proud, especially as DGNP. In a few days or in a few months, we're going to launch a mega project. The biggest naval dry dock of the Navy is going to be inaugurated soon, and it's a gigantic project in the sense that it took a lot of time, and the seeds of this project were sown when Admiral Thadani was at the helm. I met Admiral Thadani only once, so I can't recount all the things which earlier his colleagues had recounted. He has come to my office once before today's meeting, and I've also spoken to him once on phone. That's all is my interaction with Admiral Thadani. And both the times I found him very intriguing. The time when I met him, I found him to be a sprightly, very, very sprightly for his age, 89. And when I interacted with him, I found his mind to be agile and bright. He's made of a different fiber. When he talked to me, he starts with the same way. He says that, can I speak to you for 5 minutes? I said, okay. Then he spoke. Then he continued for about an hour. And in between he kept saying, I hope you're not busy. So, and he's a storyteller. It's a dying art to tell a story nowadays. And his bag is full of anecdotes and stories, and he can regale you. He tells about his Sindhi origins. He tells about his shop in Connaught Place. I can keep recount. His love for his friends and family. His 6 years training in UK. The minesweepers when he brought them to India. The travel. Then they halt in Malta. Malta he spent a lot of time. Then obviously the thing in DGNP, whatever he did there. Also, when he came to my office and the first 5 minutes were over, I could not help, but I told him, sir, just wait. I called all my HODs. There were 6-7 of them. I said, come and listen to him. And all of them enjoyed it, because he kept telling regaling us with his stories. And that 1 hour was very, very enjoyable. I must confess that I have never attended a book launch earlier in my previous 10 years. This is the third book launch actually in the last, I think, in this Mumbai tenure. The first one was 2 years back, again by a naval officer, Captain Mohan Ram. And he wrote a book again about his experiences, and that was called My Ships Were Away at Sea, But I Stayed Ashore. And again, it is a similar book, and I have not read this book, but it was very interesting about his life. Second launch was very recent. It was by an electrical officer who's still serving, Commodore Gautam Marwa, and it's thriller. It's called The 11th Indian. It's about a piracy incident, and I enjoyed reading it. If you're that Alistair MacLean and Sidney Sheldon type, please read that book. And today is this launch of Admiral Thadani. Actually, what the editor said, Mr. Chaya, that we should all write. And I am a firm believer of it, though I don't write myself. I was commanding a base in Jamnagar. It is called INS Valsura, and it was established in 1942. The foundation stone was laid on 15th August 1942. Same date, but 5 years before independence, and it was commissioned on 15th of December 1942. The first commanding officer, I got his son to visit the base. And you know what he presented me with? His father's diaries. Extract of that, he compiled that and gave it to me. And you should see what written from, it was from a period from 1940 to 46. That is a time when World War II was going on, Quit India movement was going on, and his father has written everything. He's written about the Jam Sahib there, his silver train, the jewels he had from Katia, and then he's written about his wife, his what is called, his daughter, what he bought for his daughter, what happened in Valsura. I don't want to go on to it, but it was very interesting. So writing is very, very important. So I was very happy when Admiral Thadani called me for this launch, and the knowledge that I'm going to gain from the experience what he had in his book. And we should all continue writing, and that's what we are trying to promote in the Navy, reading and writing, which is again a dying art. In the end, I just want to thank Admiral Thadani for calling me here. I want to congratulate him for this book, and I wish him all the best, and I'm sure this book will become a bestseller if it comes into the market. Thank you.